Hello there and welcome to Vermin Hunters TV with me, Si Pitway.
And me, Davy Thomas.
Today on the show we're going to show you the results of the Rotex RM8 177 Black Edition review with the Aeon 3-12x50 side focus scope. And for those who follow the channel, you've known that last month we did a 2.2 version of the Rotex field review. And if you want to know all about the characteristics, then please watch the 2.2 version. This is a follow-on review with the Aeon scope, and it's just showing you about shot count and how accurate this rifle is in the field for people who are thinking of buying the 177 version. So enjoy the review and we'll speak to you later on. Okay then, I've just been zeroing the RM8 with the Aeon scope. Didn't take many shots, as you can see. So this is going to be the second test group really that I'm going to be doing, and then if need be I'll fine adjust it after this. This is at 30 yards or 27 meters, and it is in a very slight breeze. Two in the same hole. 3. You can see how accurate it is. That's 3. I'll do 5. Wind's just got up. Just enough to take the pellet to the other side of the bull. It's still very small. There. Believe it or not, that's only the second group I've ever shot with this rifle and this scope. Here we go. There's the RM8. You can see there the Aeon 3-12x50 side focus on the rubberized or Black Edition RM8. We're going to have a look at that. So, come down to the target end, as you can see, and as you counted, that was 5 shots, and there is a slight breeze. I can feel it a lot more here. Just up there was a looks like a cherry tree to the side of me, which is shading a little bit of the breeze. There's more down here, but when I zoom in, you'll see that the actual group started off 2 shots. I think went in this just about the same hole, and then I think there was 1 shot what was, as I said, the wind had just got up a little bit more, the breeze took it over, but it's still very, very tiny. I'll just try and zoom in. You see that on the left was when I was zeroing, and then this is the group, as you can see, only slightly left to right, and that's due to the wind. Now I ain't got the normal 5p I normally use, but what I have got is a really small drawing pin, and I'm actually putting that small drawing pin there, which is smaller than the normal drawing pins, these with a plastic on, and you can see it almost covers all 5 shots. So you can imagine if I put a 5p on, it's probably, I don't know, 3/4 maybe. If you're going along lengthwise, it's only half the size of a 5p, very, very small, and that's in a breeze. I've no doubt whatsoever if I was shooting that indoors or on a still day, that group there would have been all basically in the same hole, and it'd be a 1-hole group, probably the size of a 2.2 caliber pellet. Obviously these are 177 air arms fields I'm using, so it's looking great so far. Right, you've just seen the 27 metre, which is 30 yard group, and you saw how well the RM8 and the Aeon scope partnered up and comboed each other, and it was spot on. I'm now going to put the target card out further distance, and the reason I'm doing this is because last weekend me and Laura, Davy and quite a lot of our friends went down to what we call the Benefit Boys meet down in London, and Daz Lovett from the Advanced Targets turned up, and I had to go on his 177 RM8, which is basically the same model I believe, but just with a wooden stock, and we zeroed his rifle I think 25 yards, and it was basically shooting just like this one's just done. Then we went out to 40, 45 yards, and it was absolutely boring accuracy. It was that accurate. We ended up, in the end, Dad's put out I think it was a 15mm spinner at 40 yards, and every shot his RM8 was smacking it when I was shooting it. So we asked him if he had a smaller target, and he went out and brought back a 6mm spinner. Yeah, just 6mm, and put it out at 40 yards, and the RM8 was just smacking it, along with one of the other guns I was using, one of my Springers. Really, really pleasing. Right, I've moved the target card back now to 45 yards or 41 metres. I'm just going to see how these air arms group in it. I'm going to put the crosshair on the drawing pin at the top, and then see how we get on. I'll just check the parallax first, adjust it slightly. Good so far. There, I'm not going to spoil that, because if the wind gets up, that will spoil it. But that's 3 shots, and I believe there's 2 holes there, and that's at 45 yards, so I'm pretty sure it could do the same with another 2 shots, but I don't think I want to risk it. Well, there we are at 45 yards then, and this is 3 shots, 2 in the same hole, 1 slightly caught in the breeze, and I've got one of these small drawing pins again. See if I can, that's not bad, is it, for 45 yards in a breeze? 3 shots, almost under the drawing pin. So yet again, if it would have been a 5p, it would have been absolutely buried, 3/4 the size of 5p. So that's astonishing accuracy. Right, I've removed the paper now. I've just left on the side of the target screwdriver with the 6mm spinner from Dad's Love It. So see how we get on. See if we can hit a 6mm spinner. And there you go. No editing, first shot. For the more observant ones amongst you, you'd have noticed that I've fitted a QD stud to the bottom of the RM8 stock, and I've seen quite a lot of posts in different forums on Facebook, shooting forums, asking how to fit a sling or a bipod to the RM8. Some people think that the stock at this end, the 4 stock, is a little bit too thin to actually drill into, but it's not, and I'll show you inside in a minute. There is a thicker part what you can drill into, and you drill from the inside outwards, and then it allows you to fit this. So I'm freehanding the camera, and you can see this part here where it actually comes up, and it's quite a lot thicker than anywhere else. This part here is obviously where the end of the buddy bottle fits, and this part here is where you drill into. Well, I've got the RM8 out of the stock, and before I put it back together, I'll just talk about this here. Now, this is a shroud what a friend of mine designed and made, called Ian Blade Newman, and he actually makes kits, so parts of shrouds, which allows him to be able to post them, and then whoever obviously buys the parts can then build the shroud themselves. But these here are really good. It obviously doesn't come as standard with the RM8, but it looks really good and works really good on an RM8. Now, I've tested this in other videos on the Vermin Hunters TV Facebook group to show people, and it's about as good as a Virac silencer on. Obviously looks a lot better, and it doesn't add that much actual extra length onto the RM8. So if you're interested, please go on to Vermin Hunters TV Facebook group and search out Ian Blade Newman. And if you're interested, you don't only make them for RM8s, you can make kits for just about any rifle that you speak to them about. So at this point in the review, we're going to look at the Aeon scope, and as you saw from the title, it's all about the RM8 177 version and the Aeon 3-12 by 50 side focus. So the scope itself is this scope here, and it comes with the scope and with the flip up covers, and we'll look at a close-up in a little while. The box it comes in is this nice sturdy box here, and it says Aeon optical rifle scope, and on the side it says shockproof, waterproof, fogproof, multi-coated lenses for optimum light transfer and sharpness, high strength aluminium body construction, super clarity and brightness, and it comes with a full lifetime warranty on all scopes. So there's a good point straight away, a full lifetime warranty. Also in there, as standard, you get the sunshade and the larger parallax adjustment wheel if you want to fit it. At the minute I haven't. You get the rifle instructions here, the scope instructions here, and the standard lens cleaning cloth, what comes with most scopes. The actual scope itself comes from airgunsportsaustralia.com, and airgunsportsaustralia.com is run by Matt Windsor and Jeff Cheer, and for people who are on the Facebook group, they'll have seen a lot from Matt Windsor. He also makes some really good silencers, so if you want to get in touch with Matt, please do it via Vermin Hunters TV Facebook group, and you'll find Matt's a member on there. So what I intend to do now then is bring the camera a little bit closer, pause it first, and then we'll do a walkthrough, talk through about how I find the scope and some of its characteristics. So you can see here the scope with the flip up covers, as I've already said. On the rear of the scope here, the ocular lens can be adjusted for your own eye, and it's set for mine at the minute. At the front of the scope here, you've got a ring, and you can unscrew this ring like so, and it produces the threads for if you want to fit the sunshade. So it's a good idea. This little ring at the front here protects the actual threads itself. You can see you've got a big meaty parallax adjustment knob here, and as I've said, you can actually fit this bigger one here if you want to use it for maybe some sort of like night vision, where it's just a case of grabbing the top of the big wheel and moving it. You've got positive lock windage and elevation turrets here, and you can use an Allen key at the top once they're set, unscrew them, lift up your turrets, and then place them back on 0. So I've got mine on 0 here and 0 for windage, so you'll then know if, for example, the elevation or windage turrets was to move in the bag, which this one hasn't. They're pretty solid, and it does take quite a bit of effort to actually move them. The scope itself goes from 3 magnification, so it's good for using for close range ratting or feral pigeon, all the way up to 12. So you can use it through basically the full range of air rifle hunting for close range rats or rabbits at far distance. As said, it comes in a solid aluminium body, and it is solid. I've been told that this scope is rated up to centre fire, so that's really good. This one came supplied with 2-piece sports match mounts. I think they can provide them for you at a slight extra cost. but from what I've seen of it so far, it's been really good. It's got a really clear picture. It is a generic mil dot, and what I will do in a little while is I'll put the camera at the back of the scope and give you a view through the sight picture. Right, the tree I'm looking at there is around about 120 yards away. I'm on ×5 magnification now. You can see I'm zooming in. That's ×10, and that's ×12. And you see the parallax. I can take it out of focus and then bring it in slowly into focus. Nice clear picture, nice and bright. 30mm tube gathering a lot of light, which will make it ideal as well for using it at night, either with a lamp or hopefully with the night vision. Right, here's Davy shooting the RM8, and he's got the, well, we've got the Dazzle of it target tree up there. It's at 49 meters, so 54 yards. Bit of wind. He's hitting it okay. Nice shooting. There was definitely a noise, but I think he skimmed it. A slight bit of wind, didn't they? Yeah. Yes, that was a nice hit.
Pellets.
That pellets? Okay, I'll zoom out. That was good shooting. So here we go then. Spin around again. I've moved the target tree back now to 55 meters, so around about 61 yards. And you can hear the wind just got up again. So let's see if Davy can manage these targets in the wind. Haha, nice shot.
Come out of pellets now.
Okay, no worries. Empty? Yep. Right, what we've done now is move the target back now, but we've moved it back to what it says 4 mil dots on the scope cap, because obviously now the rifle's been calibrated, and 4 mil dots is 64 meters, so that's a long way for any air rifle, and they mind having this wind. So let's see if Davy can hit a few of these. Just touched it.
I think this is out.
No more air. Oh, sorry, no more pellets. Oh yeah, there was. Good shot.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, no worries. That's 64 meters, so that's probably 67, 68 yards, maybe even further. Right, I'm going to zoom in this time, and you'll see a fence post. And on the left hand side of the fence post, as far as the camera will zoom in, you'll see a yellow screwdriver, and on there now there's a 1-inch advanced target spinner. So this fence post at 70 meters, so around about 76, 77 yards. So I'm going to set my parallax. I'm shooting off a table rested on a beanbag. That's nice and in focus, and hopefully using the pellets I've got in the magazine, see if I can hit this 1-inch spinner in this breeze. I'm going to guess 5 mil dots, which on this scope, as it's a generic mil dot, is there where it starts to get the fat top part of the fat post. There we go. Beautiful. I'll just pick the camera up, show you. There it is. 70 metres, no problem. This rifle has got some severe accuracy. Right, as we did with the testing for the 2-tube version of the Walther Rotex RM8, we've also copied it with the 177 version testing. So here I produced a table in Excel with 3 columns. So you've got shot number in this one, feet per second in this one, and I've recorded every shot through my F1 chronic from 200 bar all the way down to 90 bar. And in this column here it's got foot pounds, and there's a formula in there what automatically produces foot pounds of energy from the feet per second reading. And you can see I've got, like I said, gone all the way down to 90 bar, which is here. I've then asked Excel to produce me a graph from the data above, which it has, so we'll talk about that now. So you can see from the title it's a 177 RM8, and it's shot from 200 bar here down to 90 bar here. The sandy coloured line in the centre of the green rectangle there is the actual readings from the data above. So if you go into any of the shooting websites and forums, you'll read that the Walther Rotex RM8 has a max fill pressure of 232 bar. Now please be aware that is for the buddy bottle, not for the rifle. But when you fill in the rifle, please don't fill it above 200 bar, because all you'll actually do if you do fill above 200 bar is put excess pressure and strain on the rifle's O-rings and internals, and that could cause it to maybe leak or malfunction somehow. So please keep it to 200 bar or less. So from my 200 bar fill down to 90 bar, I managed 111 consistent shots, and you can see the line is quite straight, and between that line there and that line there, now indicated by the mouse, is only 20 feet per second. So my average power across all 111 shots was 11 foot-pounds dead, which I think is really good. So it's classed as maximum power, but it's never going to go over 12 foot-pounds, so it's always going to be safe if tested. And what's nice to see is from them 111 shots, the maximum deviation I got across all 111 shots was only 14.9 feet per second. So I think that's really, really good and commendable of Walther to produce them sort of figures at a rifle which is retailing at such a low price. So I can see why so many people really rate this Rotex RM8. And there is 10 shots. So I've come in now after I did that 10 shot group, and I'm in my spare bedroom. So the highest feet per second was 780.3 feet per second, and the lowest one was 772.4 feet per second. That gives an average feet per second of 775.79 feet per second. So I converted that to foot-pounds, and that gave me an average power of 11.22 foot-pounds. So absolutely spot on. It's about 25 metres, so I'm putting him out his misery. There we go. Nice and clean. Nice shot, mate. A nice one for the nailed it, didn't it? Yeah. Oh, good shot. Yes. That nailed him. Yeah. Good shot. So then, that's us at the end of the review. Hope you've enjoyed it. For me personally, I've really enjoyed reviewing this rifle. What's your thoughts, Davy?
Well, from the short time I've had it, shooting it,
this is as accurate as any of my other PCPs.
Which is nice, because Davy, as we said before, has got some top quality, expensive PCPs. I really like the rubberised stock. And underneath this is the normal wood, but they've just put the rubber coating over it. It makes it easy to hold in the hands, and I reckon in wetter weather as well it'll be a lot easier to hold.
No, won't slip, will it?
No. As Davy says, it's just as accurate. You see, as you've watched in the review, I've shown you how to fit the sling on this rifle. And it's very quiet with the Aeon Blade Newman shroud on. In fact, when I've been down there setting targets up and moving off to one side for David to shoot, there's no way you can hear the gun fire at all.
Yeah, it's very quiet.
And if David shot at a target and he actually missed it, all you heard was the pellet whizzing by. It's that quiet, and I didn't know it was actually firing until I heard the pellet whiz by. Regarding the scope, I'm really impressed with it. As I've said in the review, it's a scope from America. From Australia, and it's from Matt Windsor. So if you are interested in it, I've shown you down the actual camera through the scope cam. It's a nice scope, positive turrets on it, and you get from 3 magnification for close range ratting, as I've already said, up to 12 for long range rabbiting at night. So it's a scope what somebody can use and use it for any situation, including HFT. So really impressed with it. So it's definitely as accurate as the 2.2 version. And definitely should be a rifle if you're looking at a PCP with accuracy and a large shot count to put on your list. So I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, it's nice.
So I'd like to, on behalf of obviously myself and Davey, because I'm chatting, I'd like to thank Armex for loaning us the rifles to test.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure working with them.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Thank you. So stay tuned and look out for future episodes of Vermin Hunters TV.